Yo, I have to rant. I have to rant. But before I get there, what's good? Thank you for tuning in to day 30 of my 31 days of Halloween horror movie reviews. And I just saw the movie Creep, or is it Creeper? Creeper. Hold on. Creep. I saw the movie Creep for the first time, and that's what I want to rant about. I'll get there. I'll get there. Oh my goodness. All right. Sorry. In case you don't know, it's on Netflix. Creep is a very simple movie, but well executed. A vlogger. Could you call him a vlogger? I guess you could say that. A guy with a camera who he has his little business. He's hired in an ad to go to a certain individual's house. What was his name again? Joseph. He was hired by Joseph to go to his house and record his life a little bit. Joseph, who's played by Mark Duplass, if I said his name right. If I did, I'm sorry. But I want to give him a lot of credit. I'll do that in a second. But Aaron was hired by Joseph to record his life. And as simple as that job is, it gets a lot weirder. So the more Aaron is there, it was just for a day. It was supposed to be for a day. Aaron records him. He gets paid. Moves on. Joseph decides, you know what? I actually want to do a little more, do a few more things. And the longer that Aaron's there, the longer Aaron's realizing that Joseph is unhinged. He's getting weirder the longer he's there. And by the way, this movie is caught on camera. It's all found footage. I love that. It reminds me of the movie Wreck that I also reacted to. But yeah, Joseph gets weirder the longer Aaron's there. And there's a point where Aaron's like, I don't even want to stay here no more. Like, Joseph paid Aaron early. So Aaron could have left, but he decides to stay, but was second guessing it because there was this one night where it looked like Aaron's life was on the line. But then every time, and that's why I said this actor is really good. I apologize. Sorry. It's these loud cars that is real loud because it's covering over my voice. But yeah, anyway, to keep it short, Aaron is in a tough situation because he was hired for a job and he started to second guess it because the more he's with Joseph, the longer he's with Joseph, the more he's realizing that I should not be here. And of course, Joseph lives in the forest in this one house by himself. So he got no neighbors, nobody. And so Aaron's like, all right, I got to get up out of here. Now, the question is, can he? Can he escape this cycle? Because, yeah, he's crazy, but Joseph is intelligent. And the way he manipulates his way into things is very interesting. And that's all I want to say when it comes to the plot. Now, before I get into the rant, let me also give more credit to the actor who plays Joseph. What was his name again? Mark Duplass. Bro, this movie has no music, by the way. No music. It's all found footage. It's organic sounds. It's only two actors in this movie, Aaron and Joseph. That is it. The performance that Joseph gives doesn't need any special effects, doesn't need any music, doesn't need anything besides him. Joseph carries this movie very well. He is very unsettling. He's unsettling just by doing this. You look so nice today. And it's how he delivers it. He delivers it as a guy who is looking for a friend, but does it in a very creepy way. And you can sense the attitude of, if you don't do what I like, I'm not going to let you live anymore. And like I said, this actor does it so well. I don't think I've seen him in any other projects, but maybe he has been in a lot of projects. I just haven't seen it, but he does that very well. And when you just have two people, they have to do it well or it's going to make the movie very dull. And I want to give credit to the actor who played Aaron because he definitely plays a good unintelligent, scared individual in this movie. And I want to rant about that unintelligent part. I'll save it at the end because there's going to be some spoilers. But overall, this movie, it creeped the heck out of me. No pun intended. I know the movie's called Creep, but it really did. It made me feel uneasy here. I didn't make any noise for the most part. I was just sitting there. That first and second half of the movie, I was sitting there like this. Bro, there's moments to where the house that Aaron was filming in, it was dark, and there's this like all you get is the light with the camera. And Joseph likes playing around with Aaron, meaning they'll be talking to each other. Then randomly Joseph runs away in a different room, and you can't find him. So Aaron's walking around the house with this dark house with nothing but the camera light. Then all of a sudden, Joseph shows up out of nowhere. Either jump scares him or he was standing covering the door with the mask on, not making any noise. Bro, that was unsettling. I don't want to share too much of it, but y'all should definitely watch this movie. Whew, really good. Now, I want to rant. I really do. If you don't want to hear any spoilers, then I would leave right now. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'll see y'all another day. Now, let me get into something here that I need to rant about. Aaron, you are the biggest idiot I've ever seen. You are the biggest idiot I have ever seen. You've had opportunities after opportunities after opportunities to take care of Joseph or to get out of a situation. What the heck were you doing? Like, I'll put it this way. Aaron is, in the movie shows it too, had moments where you know that he can overpower Joseph. But he doesn't handle business with him. And then when he escapes and goes back to his house, somehow Joseph knows where Aaron lives. So Joseph is just sending packages to his house. Creeping him out. No pun intended. I'm moving. First off, he calls the police later. He waits. If I get something, I'm immediately going to the police showing all this evidence, the videos that Joseph was sending, everything. But then I'm moving. Why are you still there? Sell the house, figure something out. If anything, well, no, don't go on no vacation because you still got to come back. And Lord knows what Joseph will be doing in that house when you're going. But it's all from the beginning part when you figure out how crazy this guy is. You got to do more than just leave. I was not surprised Joseph was scaring Aaron at his own house, that Joseph knew where he lived. The way Joseph showcased himself in this movie, I know he's not completely stupid. There's a reason he's doing this, and he's as crazy as he looks. He's, how should I say it? He's pretty intelligent. You're not, no. I'm overpowering Joseph, and you're not going to take me out. No, I'm going to do that. I'm doing that. No, ain't no way. And I know, like, I don't know if I should say that if I'm taking you out, because technically, Joseph didn't attack Aaron. He was just showing different clues of, okay, I'm thinking about taking your life. So I guess that's not a cause of taking somebody out. So maybe I can't call you an idiot on that part. But when he gets home and Joseph is just sending stuff to him, bro, I'm doing everything but stay in that house. I'm sitting there like, why are you going to sleep? There was a moment, y'all. I'm sitting there like, he's already terrified. By the way, he has his camera chronicalizing his day. He's talking about how scared he is. He's having all these nightmares and all this stuff. All of a sudden, he hears Dad outside of his house at night. So he turns on all the lights. Smart man. He turns around, walks away. The creep is standing in the front door looking at him. This fool is looking everywhere but the front door. The creep was standing there for at least a minute. At least. He is literally standing at the front door, not hiding. I'm like, how do you not turn around and look at the door? How? You got that glass door. You don't think he's at least look? Like, the creep ain't that fast. He can't. If you went like did this, he ain't gonna leave that. You would have saw him. But I'm like, okay. Then this idiot decides to get his camera and go outside in the dark. Don't know where he is. Yes, I believe he could have overpowered the creep. But if he makes the jump on you, what you gonna do? Thank God he survived. But here is the worst part. I was talking throughout this whole part because I was so mad. After the creep has creeped this guy out, showed up at his house doing all this weird stuff, knocking his trash can, all this stuff. The creep sending this dude necklace, a whole necklace with them two together with a love sign, all this weird stuff. The creep sends the dude another DVD. This is the next day. He watches the DVD. And the creep is like, basically, because I don't want to say everything he's saying. He's like, you've hurt my feelings. But you know what I think? I think you're right. I think we need to go our separate ways. I want to apologize to you. Can we meet up together? Can we meet up? Oh, this guy's going to say no, right? No. This idiot is starting to feel bad. He's like, look at this guy's face. He is really falling for what the creep's doing. After he was at his house and saw how he was acting, he was doing the same thing he was doing. He showed the same attitude he did when he was at his house. So, and he's like, oh, I feel bad. Right then, I was like, bro, if something happens to you, I don't feel bad for you. I don't. Because you've got every sign to get your butt out of there. Speaking of which, why are you still at your house? Why? You need to get out. And I forgot to mention this. When he was at the dude's house in the second part of the movie, his own sister, the creep sister, was like, get your butt out of the house. My brother is crazy. But he's like, let me go and visit him. That's what he says at the end. Let me go and visit him. After all that nonsense, he sends you a bogus apology video. And you're like, oh, I feel sorry for him. Okay, I'll do it. This fool this the next day. He goes to the place where the creep says to go. And the creep's all like, oh, it's in the open, it's broad daylight. Ain't nobody walking in that park. I don't care if it is broad daylight. Where's the people at? I want eyes. But no, he goes to the park the next day. He finds a bench. This is Aaron. He's looking around to see if he can find him. He sets the camera up somewhere just in case, he needs evidence for the cops, all that stuff. He's looking around. All right. He's being cautious. I can respect that. This fool, after he looks around, sits on the bench. I would have never sat on the bench. He was standing near the lake and there was a bench. I would have had my back towards the lake looking at the whole park. Where is this dude? After I know that I can overpower him, that's the advantage I got. Like the advantage Aaron got. He has that advantage. So in case the creep does want to attack, I will mostly win that. No. After he's looking, let me sit on the bench and have my back turned on the park. And let me tell y'all this. When he sits on the bench, it's not to... This is what he's doing. The dude is chilling. Are you out your freaking mind? What are you chilling for after all that? Leaning on the bench. And you know what was the worst part of that whole situation? The creep was right behind him, walking towards him in the grass. The creep was not tiptoeing. He walked on the grass, making this noise right behind him. Does the guy turn around? No. He doesn't even hear him. How? When you watch this scene, the creep was not being that quiet. And then he's towering over him. The guy does not turn around. The creep has this big coat on. By the way, an axe drops down on his leg. When the axe drops, does this guy turn around? No. Even though that he's right behind him. He flicks his jacket like he's Batman or something. Does the guy turn around? No. No. The creep stands there, y'all, for like a minute. And if you think about it, a minute's a long time in a situation like that. Does the guy turn around? No. The creep puts his mask on, that weird looking mask. Does the guy turn around? No. The creep picks up the daggone axe. Does the guy turn around? No. He is standing there. Does the guy turn around? No. Right then the creep took him out. I feel nothing for Aaron. You are an idiot. That ending, you are an idiot. What the creep did to you, I don't wish on nobody. But I can't say I feel sorry for you. You had every opportunity, every red light. You shouldn't even be there. And you just said, and you know what was great? This is great writing. After he took the guy out, the Joseph is in his house, in his own house, record his own self, again, watching the tape of him taking the guy out. And he even said, I was right behind you. Why didn't you turn around? And then he has some weird monologue talking about it's because we have love for each other. Like, he's weird. Like, it's called Creep for a reason. He has this love fantasy with this guy. But even he said, why didn't you turn around? Bro, I was heated. I was walking around my apartment, my wife over there just looking at me talking, because I'm sitting there annoyed. I'm like, what? I can't stand when people in these movies are idiots. I love the movie. It's really good. It is not to discredit the movie. I'm talking about as a character. When I'm watching this dude, I'm just like, am I the only one noticing that the Aaron guy has the advantage here? Because I ain't gonna front. If I'll be tempted just to take this guy on, and when I know I got an advantage, I'm not going to that part empty-handed. I'm having a weapon on me too. I'm glad I got that out of my system. Okay, so I said all that to say this was a really good movie. When you can get me hyped like that, but the movie outside of that was really good. The actor, again, what was the name who played the creep? Because you have to sell that role. He definitely did. Mark Duplass, salute to you. You sold that role. I heard there was a second one. I have to check that out eventually. I don't know if I'll do it for my last day. But, man, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Day 30 in the books. See you for the last day for Halloween.